And we are live. Hi, this is Chris McDonald. I'm coming to you from Kannapolis, North Carolina. It's just a little bit north of Charlotte, North Carolina. Um, Today we're going to be going over Twitter. I'm not going to do a big introduction today. I feel absolutely horrible. I was sick yesterday and didn't even hardly get out of the bed. And today I'm suffering from a horrible caffeine migraine headache. Um, Kind of like, they say that some things aren't drugs. Caffeine is definitely a drug, and I'm definitely feeling because I didn't drink it yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and go on and share my screen. Well, look at this. Okay, so here is my screen. And as I said before, this is going to be our third Twitter class. Last week we went over content, we went over a little bit of click to tweet, and we went over how often to tweet. Today what we're going to do is take a few steps backwards. That's not something that I normally like to do, but unfortunately, as I went through and looked at everything that I did go over, I realized that there was just a little bit of Twitter navigation that I had not gone over, and so I want to make sure that I cover that so that everybody knows it is on the same page. I'm also going to go over Twitter etiquette. There is etiquette for Twitter as well as all of the other social media platforms, so we're going to kind of go over that for just a little bit today. Twitter was launched back in 2006. At this point in time, approximately 3,000 tweets go out per second. Twitter started out as an SMS or texting platform, and that's why there was a character limit. Now Twitter has videos and photos, and it can be seen on absolutely any internet-ready device. So let's just take a look. If you go to your home page on Twitter, and let me just switch this. Okay, so here is my home page. Okay, so if you're on your home page, you're going to see a few different things. You can tweet from either right here or right there. Now, just to make sure that you can see it, I'm going to go back to mine. So I'm able to tweet right here where it says what's happening. And I'm also able to tweet right here. So both places allow you to go ahead and send a tweet. Next is going to be just a very basic overview. Whenever you go on Twitter, it will tell you, it will make suggestions for you on who to follow and who not to follow. And you see here, same thing. Here is that who to follow suggestions. And usually those are pretty good. You still want to go ahead and take the time to open it up and look at the people and see if that's something that you're interested in or not. Now, when you click on notifications on the top bar, you can see not only notifications, but mentions as well. So let me do that on mine. Here's notifications. And what it's going to tell me is it's telling me what people have followed me within the last hour. Whenever somebody has favorited a tweet of mine, it's going to say, thanks for being my top new follower in my community this week. So you see, anytime where your name is going to be mentioned, you're going to see that information and it'll show up. So it allows you to see who's tweeting with your name in it, and it allows you to actually see those tweets. It'll also allow you to see any retweets that are done under your name. If you go into that Discover area, you'll be able to see your activity, who to follow, who to find, how to find popular friends, etc. Let's take a quick look at that. Okay, here we have notifications. Here we also have mentions. So this is telling me all the mentions where people have used my name. Okay, so now let's go in and take a look at that Discover bar. Whenever you go into that Discover bar, it's going to give you a lot of additional information. discover right here. This one's mine. And it's going to tell you what's happening right now in brands and companies that I follow. For example, Mashable, I definitely follow them. So they're showing me what's been going on. It'll show me activity. And so here is information telling about different activity that's going on. You can also go here to see who to follow, just like you were able to when you were on that home page. But notice that here it's giving us me a list of different people. And all I have to do to follow these people is go ahead and click that button. You can go in and find friends. Whenever you find friends, what's going to happen is Twitter's going to bring up your different email accounts. You go into those email accounts, search contents, and it's going to tell you which one of your friends have Twitter, and then connect with them and say that you're on Twitter. The last one is going to be popular accounts. Here we see different categories such as music, sports, music and sports. We see photography. We see actual Twitter, entertainment, and so on. So those are different accounts that you might want to follow. You're able to send a direct message or a DM. Now, most people consider a direct message to be spam. So it's also people that are self-serving. What I tend to find is I see a lot of people that do the direct messaging, and it's more of a follow me, or please retweet this for me, or here's a video just for you. Let's keep it between us. You get those kinds of messages in there. So if you're going to be sending a direct message to someone because you want it to be completely private, you want to make sure that you tweet them as well, because like I said, a lot of people do not even check those direct messages because they know it's going to be a lot of spam. Now this one here is not a spam, or that one. Let's see what happens when I go into my live. Here's for a free gift, a sample, get a free gift. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, most of the times that I take the time to get a free gift or give my email, it just gives me tons of more information in my email box. And that's something that I really don't want. And those free offers may not actually be a spam, but what I tend to like to do is make sure that I really want mail coming to me from that person. So I check the person out first. A retweet is actually another form of forwarding. So when you retweet something, what you're doing is sending out that original tweet to all of your peeps or your followers. So if you want to forward, if you see something that you really like, it shows up in your news feed, and you want to forward that on, all you're going to do, let's go here and see if we can find one so I can show you. Well, okay, no matter what lies ahead, God is already, and I see that it says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Let's see what happens when I click on the picture. It says faith tells me no matter what lies ahead, God is already there. So let's say that I want to retweet that. So I want everybody that follows me on Twitter to be able to see it. As you can see, when I click this little symbol, up pops retweet. So I click on that and say, yes, I do want that to go out. Once I click it, it's done. Now I can go back into my profile page. And here is that retweet that I sent out to everybody else. Okay, so there it is, and you can see that. So this is on your profile page. You're going to see absolutely everything that you have sent out. Okay, a reply. A reply usually is going to begin with your Twitter handle and it goes to the person that you're replying to. If you hit a reply button, usually Twitter fills in that information for you, so it's not something that you have to do. Now, the reply can be done directly or in a conversation. But the important thing to remember is that whenever you see a reply, it's on the internet and everybody can see it. So you want to be really careful of anything that you're going to be putting in a reply where everybody's going to be able to see it. You need to show a little bit of discretion. You don't want it to be that you've put out something that you didn't want the world to see and now it's impossible to take it back. A direct message is the only way to not have what you are responding to be seen by everybody. However, like I said, the general attitude is that most direct messaging is spam. So you might want to send a tweet to let them know, to let the person know that you have sent them a direct message. Now, whenever you have a mention, that's whenever you're mentioned in a tweet or a retweet if it's yours. We've already gone over that. You can search in interests and you can put in keywords to find people that have similar interests. For example, if you go in here, let's say here, you can go ahead and put in a keyword. For example, here I put in the word art. And up is going to come all of the information that's related to art. You can do the who to follow. You can also, again, find the friends that you know by email. You can go in and see popular accounts. Now, bear in mind that whenever you're seeing these popular accounts, it's not as easy to follow those people. You'll have to actually click on it and then go into it. So let me show you an example of that. I'm doing real good here today, so sorry about that. Okay, so we go into popular accounts. And as you can see, what's going to happen is if I want to follow somebody with one of these accounts, I have to click on them. Let's go to something that I might want to follow. So I have to click on it, and then this is going to give me that information that I was looking for. I can go into it further and get further information. I can follow from here, or I can go to the full profile, open it up, and read a little bit more about it. So it says this is the official source for news updates and tips from Twitter. Okay, so we're definitely going to go ahead and follow that. Now, remember, when we were on the other page, we're able to follow from here. But when we were on the popular accounts, we had to go in and click on it in order to bring that up. At the same time, if you go under the who to follow, it shows up so that you're able to go ahead and very easily follow this information and follow these people without having to do anything. Here I'm giving you an example of following some and just clicking on them without even really going in and opening up the information. So you can see how easy it is to do that by following those steps. Now, if you want to search for followers and you want to see who is following you, that one is really very easy. All you're going to do is click on one of those areas. Let me show you. I'm going to go to home. If I want to click and see all my tweets, I can do that. If I want to see who's following me, I can click on that, and I get a list of the names of all of the people that I'm following. If you want to see followers, you can click on there. And you can see the people that are actually following you. This also is going to give you a great opportunity to follow these people back. If you think that that's something that you want to do, you can follow those people back, and it'll help you so that your numbers are a little bit more even as far as how many people you're following and how many people are following you back. And you can search for the follows, the following, the followers, the favorites, and you can also click on lists, and it's going to give you all that information. Now, lists is something that we're going to be going over next week, so I won't get into that right now. Okay, now here's the example when I put in art. I put in art and the results showed up, but it entails going in and clicking the account and going into the profile in order to get a little bit more information. Also, it's going to entail that doesn't give you that follow box right there that makes it easy to follow that person. So it's a little bit more work to go that way. Now, you can go to Find, which is in your home screen, and then you can go ahead and see that who to follow. Let me show you this. Okay, so I go into my home right here. I see who to follow. Okay, so these are the people who to follow. I can click refresh, but I can also go ahead and click view all. When I do view all, it's going to give me that list of people. Okay, so that's another way to go ahead and get to the list of people without going in and trying to search for them individually. And there you can see, there are the results where you have all the different little follows available to you. Now, there's more to etiquette than just how you write your tweets or how if you follow the new tweets. It goes beyond those basics. And it really is having to change the way that you think, at least a little bit. You want to think about Twitter as a tool to help you build your business relationships. You have to be consistent, just like all the other social media platforms. And you can't just pump out a few tweets every now and again. You can't put out like a tweet today and maybe 2 tweets tomorrow. That's really not going to get you anywhere. And an idea is to celebrate each new follower. I take the time and go ahead and give a shout out for all the new follows. They don't usually all, you saw on the other page, I had 17 and more. So what I usually do is put them out like 3, big shout out for new follows. And then I list 3 names and go ahead and go down the list of all the new people and go ahead and celebrate them. There's a lot more to Twitter than your numbers or your analytics. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, it's about forming relationships with very real people. And these people could turn into your clients. You don't want to be an egghead or a blank person. A picture is worth 1,000 words. So why wouldn't you include it? Let's say that you have a brick and mortar business. What if your Twitter person came into the building and never saw an employee? Well, of course, that's not something that you want. So fill in that information. Don't leave your bio blank. Stand out. Don't be afraid of looking different. And you definitely want to include a URL link. Now, when you include that URL link, you want to go ahead and make sure that it starts with an HTTP so that you can go ahead. Well, this one didn't do that. I'm sorry. So you see, we have a picture. And I chose this one because my colors weren't matching that well together. And then which country I'm in, and then I have my actual website address. So, you want to have some kind of a smiling picture. And let's look at some of these other ones. We have just an elephant. What does that really tell us about that? Is that supposed to be that there were a certain political preference, or what is that elephant really trying to tell us? So you want to be careful with what it is that you're putting as your picture. Okay, this one's for graphics, this one's for jobs. And I can see that with these actual logos on here, but it's much more responsive whenever you see something with a person that has a smiling face. Let's open this one. Okay, so here you see her. It's Paper Flora. And you can see she's got a really nice smelling face, handbag and wedding accessory designer. She's a shop owner. So you see all of that information, and it's nice, it's neat, it's crisp, it's clean, and she's smiling. Does that look like somebody that you want to do business with? I would. And that's all a big factor. And I'm not saying that if you're a larger business, yes, you might not want to go ahead and go with a picture. You may have a company logo, but if it's just you, go ahead and put your picture out there. I want someone to open up my profile page and then decide that they want to follow me based on what they've read. Isn't that what you want as well? You want to go ahead and spread the love whenever you find things that you know that your followers are going to enjoy. So you can retweet or RT that. Twitter isn't the same as your personal website. So people don't want to see tweet after tweet about you. Show people what you're interested in and make sure that you're giving them something of value. Retweets are like currency. The more you retweet others, the more you yourself are going to be retweeted. So that's going to be really important as well. The next suggestion is be you, be unique. Let your personality shine through. This is going to be what's going to make you different. When you're interacting with other people, that's important. So you want to make it that others welcome that contact. You want to promote others judiciously. Twitter is all about connections, not a nonstop advertising for your ebook or your Facebook page or your business venture. So any type of promotion that you're going to be doing about your business or your product, do it with a light hand. People don't want to hear nonstop information about your company. Would you like a salesperson to talk about what is on sale without even getting to know what you're interested in? I'll have people immediately contact me and ask me to promote for them. That's just spam, plain and simple. So don't do that. There's nothing that I hate worse than to go ahead and like a person or follow a person and immediately get a message that says, please retweet this. Please retweet my business. No, I don't want to do that. Use the 4-to-1 rule. This is a great one to follow. So share other people's work and retweet and reply with other people's work 4 times for every one time that you share your own. That's a really good rule to follow. Make sure that this is something that you make your own so that you don't appear to be overly promotional. You want to personalize your background. Your background tells people that you care enough about that appearance and you want to make it special. This in turn tells people who follow you that those you follow will be important to you as well. And you want people to know that if they follow you, they're going to be important in your eyes. Do not direct message blindly. Many do a DM automatically to their new followers. If you believe in being kind, you can say a thank you, but you want to be thoughtful about how you approach a direct message. Consider making it public. It shows more than just the person that you're thanking, what kind of person that you actually are. I've had people, whenever I take the time to thank a person for their follow and then give a big shout out to them, I get more people that come from that person's page where they've seen that tweet and then they've gone ahead and decided to come over and be with me as well. Be thankful. If someone retweets, thank them. Thank a new follower. Say hello. Mention someone. Mention your latest blog. If someone mentions it, take the time to thank them. Basic manners are really important, not just in life, but with Twitter as well. Try to use only 120 characters of your 140 when you tweet. The reason we want to do that is because it makes it easier for people to retweet you. If you're using a URL, shorten it. And then there's many ways to do that. You can go to Bitly. If you're using Hootsuite, you can do it there. And you're able to shorten that URL so it doesn't take as many characters. But if you're always using 140 characters, you're not going to be retweeted. People have to go through a lot of work trying to not lose the meaning of what it is that you said by taking out certain words or using symbols. They just don't want to go through that kind of trouble. So make sure that you're using only that 120 characters. Okay, so let me check and see if there's any questions so far. And I want to tell you to please make sure that you go ahead and get the handout. I did a handout on what makes something viral. And I'm not saying that if you follow those rules that you're definitely going to have a viral post. What I'm saying is it's just a simple guideline as to what things consist of a viral post. For example, you want it to be short, not real long. That's going to be more apt to become viral than a long post. Next week, we're going to go over lists as well as hashtags. So if you're watching this at a later date than today, if you have any questions, just go ahead and put them in the box. I'll get notified. I'll make sure that I check it out and answer you right away. Make sure that you get your handout. I look forward to being with you tomorrow for the Facebook training, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.